it's on? Is it? It says it's still offline. Oh, cool. There we go. Let's try to make it bigger. Ba, 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 ba. Okay, this is my first time using this, so let's see really quick before I get started on this. Ba, ba. No, okay. So that's there. I don't want it to be on the side of the screen. This is ridiculous. I don't understand. Oh. What the fuck? I guess that's right in the middle, right? Alright, cool. Hey guys. It's like, okay. Okay, we're good. Up, rolling. Alright, cool. Sorry, super low quality. I'm actually just laying in bed right now. Just wanted to like talk about some records. I'd seen like a video last night that I really liked. This guy was just showing off like his weird records and just gimmicky things that people, you know, bands and record labels like release that pretty much just are there for, you know, entertainment value and stuff like that. So again, sorry, I'm laying in bed. This is gonna be like really bad quality, but I really don't care. So I want to talk about a few things that I have. I just kind of grabbed from whatever was in my living room, because I have my library essentially is inside my bedroom, so that's where I keep all my records. But anything that I'm currently listening to, I like to move them out and put them in the living room next to the turntable, my tape deck, speakers, and my whole desk and everything set up. So that way I kind of constantly have this like flow of things that I'm currently listening to. When I'm done listening to them, I usually throw them back. And I have a weird method about it, so I'll, like right now I grabbed, or not right now, but right now what I have next to my record player is like maybe about 10 punk records and then like 6 or 7 Bob Dylan records, because, you know, with the whole Nova Empire, so I was like, I want to go through Bob Dylan's discography again. So that's over there. So what I'll probably do, maybe today, because I have the day off and I think I have tomorrow off too, is I'll probably grab 5 records from my living room stash, put them into my library, and then grab 5 more, kind of depending on how I feel. Maybe feeling some Ricky Lee Jones, maybe feeling some Emmylou Harris. I don't know. I never know until I actually do that. But I do keep my 7 inches out there. So I just kind of grabbed from whatever was in my living room section, which it's kind of a hodgepodge. A lot of it is some records that I kind of recently picked up that I haven't put into my library and sorted out and everything. But I got 1 tape, 1 CD, like 4 7 inches, and then a few 12 inches to go through. Just show you guys like some weird stuff that I have. Mind you, this isn't going through my whole collection or anything like that. I know I have some really weird, obscure shit somewhere. But the first one I'll start off with is a tape that I picked up by, let's see if you can see that. It's just, it's like a Japanese band, I guess. I listened to it once. They're called Sepia? I don't know. But I picked this up at a shop in Little Tokyo. It's like this gift shop, like right off of like the whole like gardens area that you like walk through, and there's all those restaurants and stuff. And if you ask them to look at their tape collections, they actually have a whole upstairs unit where it's just imported tapes, which you can find a lot of Japanese metal there, a lot of Japanese punk. They also have a Laserdisc collection filled with just anime. They have a few records there, but most of them are like anime soundtracks, and I'm not really that big of an anime fan. But I thought this one was super interesting. I bought it because it was so thick in the packaging, right? I have a few of these, you know, cassettes that go into these like cardboard sleeves. What I thought was really funny, so I opened it up. It's pretty nice. Whatever. It was brand new, and came with this pretty big booklet or kind of poster-esque thing of the band, and they're kind of like a rockabilly band. I don't really know how to organize them. Like I said, I only listened to it once, so it has all this stuff in there, and I was like, that's cool. You know, I have a few cassettes that come with, you know, long accordion booklets and stuff. But then I heard something hit the floor, and I was like, what the hell is that? And this is where things get. Let me just put this back in here really quick. This is where things get kind of funky. So it came with this package, and I had to know what it was. So I opened it up, you know, pretty carefully, and they've got like the band's name on there. It's kind of like embossed, and then it's this weird leather pouch, and then I see that, and I'm like, okay, this might be a little booklet. Some more pictures in there, a lot more pictures in there, and then, like you know, you keep flipping through and you keep finding pictures, and then, I don't know if you could see that very well, but it's a calendar. Yes, they have included an agenda-style calendar in the cassette. And it even has all these phone numbers. Don't know if you can see that. Obviously Japanese lines, and then a slot for your ID card. I have no idea why anyone would do any of that. And there is an address book in the back, and then a full 16th month calendar. And this came out in 1985. And I opened this fucker up brand new, and it was really weird to think about that. That this band, this Japanese band, assuming they're of some popularity, were able to put out or that they even did put out an agenda, or you know, a personal agenda with their cassette release. So you can see this is pretty thick. It doesn't fit in there very well, but like I said, I opened this up brand new, pulled the shrink wrap off. I felt like I was a kid again. Pulling shrink wrap off of a cassette, but that one was really, really interesting. Now, this one's a little bit more common. This is Bob Dylan's No Direction Home, the soundtrack, bootleg series volume 7. I came up on this one quite a while ago, but, you know, so, got Bob Dylan on the front, you got a little booklet in here, and it is a 2-disc. It's one of those ones that are kind of hard to open. They open like, you know, trifold. This is the second disc. The first disc is inside my CD player right now. I was listening to that recently. But what's kind of cool about it is that you get this neat little book. It's pretty thick too. And let's see if I could kind of show this to you. But yeah, it's just pictures of Bob Dylan, a bunch of liner notes, a bunch of things written by him, interviews. So I thought that was really cool. It's definitely a must-have for any big Bob Dylan fan, especially if you're into reading liner notes and like seeing pictures and stuff. I am a really big Bob Dylan fan. I think, as I said already, but yeah, so that was really cool to come up on. It wasn't cheap, but it wasn't expensive. I think I paid like $25 for this thing. It was used. I got it at Amoeba. They charged way too much for their fucking records and stuff. Although you can find some cool shit in there. I think I have a couple Amoeba records in here that you'll see are pretty neat. But yeah, moving on to 7 inches. I just grabbed like 4 that I could find. Some pretty weird ones. I got this one at a place that is now closed. You can see right over here. So the sticker is from the infamous Origami Vinyl in Echo Park off of Sunset Boulevard, right over by the Echo and the Echoplex. They recently closed down. I was talking to the guy, and I guess they just didn't really want to do it anymore. So I got this, and I had seen this on like people's MySpaces back in the days when like emo just started like blowing up, and you know, people were really proud to be emo. And I never really knew what it was, and then I was looking through just through 7 inches, right? So there's anything in there from like 50-cent 7 inches all the way up to like $20, $30, $40 7 inches. And I said, fuck it, I'll pick it up. And it actually is a pretty, it's just a single, it's just 1 track on there, and it's pretty damn good. It's definitely reminiscent of that early 2000s emo. What I thought was really cool was it's printed on this really kind of, I don't know if you can hear it, but pretty heavy duty cardstock. And in here, you know, you have like your lyrics and everything. But yeah, so this was July 77, so correct me for the early 2000s thing. But yeah, this is what it says on the back, and this is what I thought was really fucking cool about this. This limited edition, one-sided, hand-numbered, colored vinyl 7-inch was prepared specifically for the first night of Koozapalooza, sponsored by the Redwood Records on January 9th, 1998. There are only 300 of these made. The first 250 are to be given out to the first 250 kids at said show. The other 50 will be given out to the bands that played and the volunteer staff at Koo's Cafe. Thanks for taking part. Enjoy. Now, look what I've got there. Number 40 out of 300. So whoever decided to get rid of this actually went, and they were a big enough band to go and watch the band inside. The track on this is called Absent. It's really good. I really enjoy it. And then cool little blue one-sided 7-inch. So I think you can see in the light just the right way. You've got your, there you go. You got your music on this side, and this side's completely blank. I really enjoy those. I think they're kind of neat. But yeah, so that's kind of a gimmicky one. Not too strange. Not too strange at all. But good, nonetheless. A really random good find. This is another one that I got at, right there, Origami Vinyl. Rest in peace. So there's nothing really special about this one. It is the Peppermints and Firefighters for Christ 7-inch split. It's just 2 local San Diego punk bands. What I thought was cool is it, oh, the phone's going off. It came with a cool little zine. You don't see a lot of these anymore. I mean, bands are starting to do this again, being that like the whole DIY punk thing is kind of coming back. But I thought that this was really neat, being that it was older, and it kind of came out when that wasn't necessarily happening. But the weirdest part about this is right there. I mean, I probably shouldn't do this, but I've emailed them and called them and everything, and they're really nice people. But yeah, it's got a cell phone number. I guess, yeah, I can list this because it's for a record company that now is non-existent. But Pet Set Records, as far as I know, they're non-existent anymore. But I emailed that I emailed the email address and just said, hey, I found your 7-inch split at a used record store. And they were like, wow, which one? And so I had told them, and I ended up talking with them for a while, and I just got to call the number, and a different person answered, but they answered Pet Set Records, and I was like, oh, shit. So I explained everything to them, and they're like, yeah, we're pretty much closing down. I mean, we just put out a couple things, like, now and then. But if you guys are out there, put up some more punk. It's really good, like garage punky, Kind of reminds me of like something that the Pixies would do if they weren't such pussies. Yeah, I said that. But yeah, it's really fucking cool. I really enjoyed finding that, but I think that's the weirdest part, is having like a phone number and an email on there that you can actually go and talk to people. This one I got at Amoeba. It is another 7-inch split from the Velvet Teen. This is when Logan Whitehurst was still the drummer for this band before Casey Dietz. Sorry, a little bit of a Northern California punk history for you. And the Velvet Teen was this kind of like indie punk, I guess an indie punk band, yeah. And their drummer, Logan Whitehurst, their original drummer, which is actually the brother of the old lead singer of Tsunami Palm. I forget her name. But yeah, so it was a drummer who unfortunately died of terminal brain cancer. Now they have a new drummer named Casey Dietz, and they have a completely different sound, which is still pretty cool. Still really cool band. It's kind of like this weird toy noise stuff, but it is split with Sin in Space, and this was put out on Panacide Records. And I wonder if there is a date on this. Probably not. I don't see one, but this is obviously it's a little old. But this is the funny thing about this record. So right here we have the Velvet Teen side, and I'm not going to be able to show it to you guys, but engraved on here, like, you know, near the center where there's no music, it says Wax On the Velvet Teen side. You flip it over, Sin in Space, and it says Fuck Off. Now, that's not what makes this weird. What makes this weird is that the Sin in Space side is the Velvet Teen side, and the Velvet Teen side is the Sin in Space side. And I did a little bit of research on it, and pretty much only like 50 copies or something like that have that on it. So I thought that was really neat. I actually have asked Judah Nagler, the lead singer of the Velvet Teen, about this, and he didn't want to talk about it. He's a pretty shy dude. I get it, so he didn't want to talk about it. That's cool. And I tried to talk to some of the newer members about it. I tried to talk to Josh Staples, which is the bass player in the band, and also bass player and lead singer of The New Trust, which is an amazing punk band. And he was like, that's a weird thing. So I was like, okay. Now this is probably the weirdest 7-inch I have in my collection, just besides like a bunch of bootlegs that I got. But yeah, I bought this about a month ago at this point. I went to go see Ghost, or formerly known as Ghost BC, and got this bad boy. This is out of its case. This is its case. I have a bunch of goodies from the show in there, like a little communion coin and some other stuff they picked up. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. This is for Square Hammer, and He Is on the other side, but it's this super thick. You can see it. It's a really thick. Thick 7-inch record, and I did pay a hefty price for it. This was $65, but I couldn't pass it up. It's a picture disc on both sides. I believe it's a 45. I've only listened to it like once or twice, but it's kind of a cool thing. I just had to have it, and I thought it was really neat that if you really kind of look, I know you can't see it, but if you really look at it, the picture is inside of this. It's not vinyl. I know for sure it's not vinyl. It's got to be some kind of like plastic composite. But the picture is like inside, and then it's pressed over it, and then the engravings are made. So yeah, check that out. This I I believe that these were only sold at the show that I went to, and then there was another show the following night at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. I went to the show in Riverside. Very weird show. I don't know if I'm going to be seeing Ghost again for some time in Redneck America, or, you know, Redneck California, I should say. But yeah, yeah, really, really cool find. It came with this really cool plastic sleeve. But yeah, I thought this was very strange. I've seen Square Records, I've seen Triangle Records, I've seen all this stuff, but just the fact that it was also a picture disc. So that was really cool. Moving on to, yeah, 12 inches. I think I have a couple 10 inches somewhere, but I don't want to look through and grab all this stuff. You guys are going to get mad, but some of these are not in the best of condition. There's only a few here, but this is this band called Cillian Rail. Cillian Rail. Can't really see it, but there is no actual printing on this side. It's just kind of raised. You can't see it at all, but it's just like raised on here, and you've got bronze foil on the back. It's probably not going to shine, but I just thought this was really cool. Oh yeah, there you go. Ruined the secret already. Yeah, it's got a really nice orange translucent vinyl under it. But yeah, I saw this and I actually didn't know what it was, and I had recently saw this band. They were opening for the Velvet Teen. Go figure. And I saw them and they were really good. And so they're like just instrumental post-rock, really kind of melodic, atmospheric stuff. But I have a few of their records, and all of them I can say that I'm pretty satisfied with the packaging that they come in. But this one I just thought was cool because when I was first, you know, I'm digging through crates and I come across something that's just blank white, and that catches my attention. Like, I just recently bought a ROM 1 reissue, and the cover's just blank white, and I love that. I love when things just do like blank white, and who cares about the imagery or anything like that. It kind of says more that way. This one, alright, Anti-Sect, In Darkness There Is No Choice. This is obviously a repressing. But yeah, this is Anti-Sect is a kind of a legendary anarcho-punk band. Some people consider them God, some people consider them kind of the beginnings of crust. But I like when you get the outsides. You're not going to be able to see all this. But I dig it when the actual case to a record will come in a plastic sleeve, and then the inside sleeve that holds everything is a poster. I like that. I've got a few of these that are all repressings. That's gigantic. It's really big. I've yet to put this up on my wall, but I have like a Crass one, and I have one from a French crust band called Daymare, and I have their poster up on my wall. But I like that. It kind of gives something to take away from it. You get this cool little mock newspaper clipping and a whole story about the band and whatnot, and then it itself is just, you know, record in a black sleeve. Nothing too special about that. But yeah, I really like when my records come with posters. I put them up. I do put them up. Sorry, everyone's gonna get offended by that, or no one's watching this. But yeah, I enjoy that very, very, very much. Like I said, this one I haven't been able to put up. I do, up on my wall, I have an original release of the Beach Boys' Endless Summer. But the poster was just fucked up, so I just decided to put it on my wall. I have a couple Grand Funk posters that have come inside of records with some old music. Good, but old. I'll put them up eventually. I get so concerned with home decor sometimes, and I don't know what to do with it, and sometimes I'll put a poster in a spot that I necessarily didn't want it to be. I gotta pull it off the wall super carefully, and I gotta put it back up and make sure nothing tears or whatever. This is a cool one, another one I got at Origami Records. This, I have labeled it, because I used to DJ a lot, so a lot of my electronica records are labeled with the proper rotations per minute on it, and when you DJ, you need just quick access to this. But so this is completely blank, and I mean completely blank. There's just music. Oh, actually, I pulled up the the side that, hey, look, you can see me. I pulled up the side that is actually blank. Yeah, this has got one song on it. Yes, it's a long song, but it is 45, and it is Burial and Fortet's Nova, which is really, really, really fucking cool. I was at Word on Me Vinyl. I lived like literally across the street from it at the time. So I would just pop in there, and I saw this kind of sitting behind the counter, all lonely, in its little shrink wrap by itself. And the guy that used to own the shop, his name is Neil. I was like, "What's that?" And he's like, "I don't know. Yeah, I just got it in. I don't know what it is." And we opened it, we listened to it, and I was like, "Dude, that's Burial and Vortex." I'm into all that minimal European, UK garage, whatever. So, anyways, he sold it to me for about $15, and I've heard this rumor before, and I believe it to be true because I have read things on it. See that right there? It says made in England. A factory that owned the masters to this Tom York, a bunch of Burial, a bunch of Fortet, a bunch of Basic Channel, a bunch of Pole, a bunch of Mono Lake. This is all from what I've heard word of mouth. I did read the report on it, the news report, but the factory burnt down. So a lot of these records, they're gone. And so just what we have is what we have. And since I know that they have made new masters from, the hi-fi recordings or, lossy formats and FLAC or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so from what I believe that these particular ones, the factory burned down. So after learning about that, I kind of stopped playing it as much. But I mean, come on, records are kind of meant to be listened to, not just to look at. Unless it's like that Flaming Lips one with like the blood in it and shit. Like I would never put that on my turntable. Not because I don't like Flaming Lips. I love the Flaming Lips, but yeah, that's just, you just don't do that. But yeah, so kind of cut back on my play. I mean, it is next to all the records that I have currently in rotation, but it's cool. It's cool stuff. This was not super special. I just thought it was really cool. This is Tragedy's Nerve Damage. Really good hardcore punk, crust punk album, but what I thought was really neat is just this foil. This foil printing of the famous Tragedy bird. This is pretty much their logo. It's on every single album, and yeah, I thought that was really neat. I got this for $7. $7 at Headline Records off of Melrose in Hollywood. Is that Hollywood? I think that's Hollywood. Yeah, I got it for $7. And inside, the cardboard is really good quality. I just really wanted this record to begin with, but the fact that I was able to get the one with gold foil, silver foil, my apologies. And then inside, it is, you see it is silver and foil on the inside as well, which is really, really neat. But I've heard, I don't believe it, but I've heard that there are different colors. I don't think so. I mean, Tragedy's not a very known band. I don't think they'd be able to put out all these limited editions. But I do know that this one is, and I like it. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite records of all time. Next is a heavy one. Again, there's not much weird about this one. I just really like it. But this is oh my god, I just had a total brain fart. This is Tools Lateralis. Really beautiful, kind of rainbowy stuff going on. It's got the same deal going inside, and it is a double OP picture disc. Let's see if I can get these out. That's the only complaint about this one, is that it's very, very hard to get the records out, especially if you want to like be very careful with it. And then the sleeves don't. If the sleeve pops out a little bit, it's not going back in. Yeah. So, you know, you have all of Alex Gray's artwork in here. I'm not the biggest fan of picture discs. I don't really care for them because it does kind of, or at least in my idea, it changes the sound a little bit. But I thought it was cool. Great, 35 bucks, brand new. And these are pressed from the original analog recordings, so can't really go wrong. But I feel like with two albums, if you listen to it in kind of compressed formats, you kind of do miss a little bit, because they do spend a little bit more time doing weird things with their music. But yeah, like I said, not that special. And just lastly, something I've had in my collection ever since I started collecting. But I got Rob Stewart. Sing it again, Rod. And it's shaped like a little whiskey glass, or scotch, or bourbon, or something, and it looks all funky on the back. Just thought it was super funny, had to get it. And then inside, it's literally the same exact thing. It's just got weird fold-out pictures of Rod Stewart. The guy that was very much about himself back in the days, but I thought it was funny, you know. Or let me correct myself. This one does not have ice, and it is empty, and then this one has ice, and it is half full. So sorry. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass to get back, and not to mention that this record in itself, this is 1973. So over 30 years old at this point. Oh yeah, but oh, damn it! See, that's the thing. Some of these neat packaging ones they don't like to go in all too often. They don't like to work. Like it's just not. There we go. Yeah. So those are some of my more. It's not going in. I'll figure that out afterwards. It's gonna bug me. It's really gonna bug me. There we go. Alright, yeah, those are some of my weird gimmicky records. Like I said, it's not all of them. There's a lot more around here somewhere, but I want to start doing... You hear that? I want to start doing a little bit more record videos, hopefully in higher quality next time. But yeah, thanks a lot. See if I can get this off. Or maybe not. I guess I can't